Hi, everybody. Welcome to and so happy to be streaming here again tonight. So Condor Matador. Oh, okay. Here. Hopefully this is working. If it's not working, I'm really sorry. Okay. Ooh. Working out the kinks, eh, people? Hope you've had a good day. I had a good day today. And I don't know if you know, but I'm an elementary school teacher. I teach grade 5. And today was a pretty cool day. The children are really excited about Halloween. I'm excited about Halloween too. I worked on my costume this evening. It's going to be a big surprise for the children. I'm excited for them to see. Yeah, I'm working out the... Okay, now I think feel pretty good about starting the stream for good now. Here you go. The adjustments have been made. Welcome to the Condor Matador stream. So glad to be here. Okay. Now, what I did the other day was work on a new song. So I started a new project in Logic, and I used a combination of native synthesizers as well as the samples that I can get. Barked a little bit. You're gonna hear from him on this. So hopefully you don't. Hopefully you like dogs. Hopefully you're a dog person. If you're not a dog person, that's also okay. You don't have to be the same kind of person as me. I'm glad that you exist, whoever and however you are. Anyways, he's just sitting on my lap right now. You may hear from him during this stream. My sweet wife, Jessica, is taking a shower right now. Oh, there he is. There's our sweet boy. Hey, look at this guy. There's Elvis. There you sweet dog. So this is Elvis. If you came here from Instagram, then you know that Elvis features prominently in our Instagram stories and also in certain posts. That's it. He just needs a little bit of love right now, so I'm just going to give him a good little snuggle. So tonight it's going to be something similar, okay? We're going to work on a new song. I'd like to just start another song, okay? And who knows what it'll be like, to be honest. We're going to operate the same way as we had the other day. We are going to search for some sampled drums in Splice. And then we're going to add some bass and we're going to add some stuff, some textures. We're going to hear what it sounds like. We're going to be cool with the result. And it's going to be a ton of fun. So thanks so much for joining us. This sweet boy is going to sit on my lap now and hopefully quiet down a little bit. And if not, well, we're going to rely heavily on samples today. So what's the inspiration? This is one thing I like to do before I start a song. Let's think, what is the inspiration for this track? So today, what am I feeling like? What did I listen to today? I listened to a little bit of Bruce Springsteen, the new album Letter to You. I'm not sure if I'm going to go Bruce Springsteen influence because the palette of sounds that is available to me on Splice is not really rock and roll, not really Bruce Springsteen. It's a little bit more house. It's a little bit more electronic. It's a little bit more techno, you know? So I'm going to go for something different. I'm going to go... I did listen to Depeche Mode. That's partially influenced by having worked on a song that was quite influenced by Depeche Mode on Tuesday's stream. So maybe, you know what? Let's do it. Let's be inspired by Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode today. A different Depeche Mode song than we found inspiring the other day. Personal Jesus... BPM. We want to know the beats per minute of this song because I want to make a song of a similar vibe. Okay. Danceability, happiness, 130 beats per minute. Thank you very much, internet. So I'm going to open a new Logic file. Boom. New file. Open. Is it doing it? It is, but Logic is kind of not responding right now. It is okay. Oh, there we go. Empty project. Choose. Audio input, sure. Let's do it. We do love a good audio input here at the Condor Matador stream. I'm also just going to double check because the other day I had a little bit of trouble with the audio. My dear friend Ben informed me that the audio is only coming out of the left headphone. So I'm just going to check in on that. Just double check to make sure that it's still... Okay. I'm going to go to the mixer. We're going to go center. And we're back in the middle. I guess I have to do this by default every time. I don't understand. But maybe we do. Maybe we do. And that's okay. Now we know. Hopefully the audio's better now. And if not, I'm going to have to work on how this goes by default. But that's okay. We're going to be all right. So we're going into Logic. Now, this is the section of Logic where you get to see the beats per minute. You see it says 120. Well, that signifies 120 beats per minute, which means 2 beats per second. We are going to up that. We're going to go up to 130. So I'm just typing in 130, pressing enter. Boom. Now the track is going to be 130 beats per minute. Now I'm going to open up the application Splice because I'm going to rely on another professional drummer who knows how to make cool beats to make a beat for me, essentially. I'm going to use Splice. It's like the Netflix for producers. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go and I'm going to find drums. Okay? I don't like to overthink things. Here we are, 130 beats per minute. I'm going to search for drums in samples here. Okay, I should explain the steps a little bit better. Samples is in Splice where you find the library. You can navigate the library of samples that gets added to, I assume, frequently. I've never asked, but I'm going to assume. Okay, over here is where I'm going to input the exact beats per minute. I want 130 beats per minute. I'm going to update that. And here now we're going to get some cool and interesting stuff. So I'm going to search through these samples. I'm going to play them. And hopefully you get to listen to those. So let's listen to that. That was pretty slow. But it was a good sounding tom samples. Not slow, but it was like simple and it was one hit. We want like a loop to be clear. Okay, so let's keep going. Nice. Okay, that's something. Ooh. This one I do straight up do not like. Tell me you don't love that. We're going to get that for show. Okay. We're going to open and closing folder. Because I find I have a little bit of trouble copying out of Splice into Logic Pro. So I opt to open and closing folder by right-clicking on the sample in question. I will click and drag. And then I'm going to select over to Logic Pro X. I'm going to put this, I don't want it to be the first thing that you hear. I'm going to put it at the 4th bar. After that, I'm going to right-click on this. I am in Logic Pro X, by the way. This is kind of like GarageBand. For you, if you are someone who does not make music, I do not begrudge you the fact that you do not know about GarageBand, Logic, etc. This is Logic Pro X. This is a software made by Apple. It is very, very similar to GarageBand, but it is like the professional version of GarageBand, whereas GarageBand is more of like a consumer-grade electronic and music production suite. This is more professional. It has better plugins. It has better sound effects. That's why I bought it personally. This is a software I have used for years and years, and I enjoy it a lot. Hopefully you enjoy it too. So this is a little preview of what that drum loop sounds 4 times in a row. Okay, so there we go. And that's what the introductory thing. Now, I want to get something to lead into that. do like this nasty. Raw industrial techno. I like the name of that folder. I like the sound of that sample. So we are going to put this into our project the same way. Right click, open and closing folder. Take it over back here and drop that into our session. We're going to keep on moving down here now. I don't know if you can tell, but my wife just took the dog away. To be fair, he will have a better time strolling through the condo with her than sitting here on my lap while I dance to the beats that I find. So thank you, Jessica. Shout out to Jessica. Doing a killer job with that Elvis. You know what? Why not? Let's see that. Let's use that. That's a cool sound effect. I'm going to put that. So I'll just play that again for you. That's glitchy. That's interesting. I'm going to click on that again. It's computer. I'm going to open and closing folder. Drop that into our session at the start of the song. So now it sounds a little something like this. I like that. I like that. So let's call it Personal Jesus Twitch stream. Okay, Personal Jesus is the name of the Depeche Mode song that I am inspired by tonight. Let's call it Inspired. All right. Let's keep on moving down the drums here. I want to hear some more stuff. Yeah, I want that. I want that. I'm going to have that playing at the same time as that glitchy computer thing. Just if it ever downloads. Jeez, my internet's kind of slow tonight. If this is affecting the stream, I really, truly apologize for the quality of the stream. Let's put that over here. We're going to loop that 2 times. Repeat regions once. There you go. Now let's listen to that. I don't know. I don't know what this is yet, you know? So let's just move this volume down, way down. Turn those drums up a bit. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just like that. Back in Splice here. Let's get some more samples. We got some drums to start the song up with. Okay, so I think the next thing I want to do, maybe go after a bass line. Okay, we're going to go after bass line. And here we're going to listen to several different things. So 130 beats per minute, still there. See what that sounds like with what we've got going on here, my friends. So we're going to go add that to the mix over here. I'm going to just right off the bat drop it down to 6. Now let's hear how that leads into itself. Okay, let's do it. Okay. We're getting somewhere here. Okay, let's move that up a little bit. I like the sound of that, but that feels a little bit premature. So you're going to see what I mean after that. So I think needs to be a little bit of a lead into that. I'm going to add a little loop of the computer glitchy sounds to the start. Then the little drums are going to come in, and then the whole thing is going to drop. Now, let's give a listen to that. Okay, so now we know we're in A minor now. So we're going to go ahead and look for A minor. And let's go see what we got. Oof. We might just have to use that there. Who would have thunk it? Eh? That's what I want to know. Who would have thunk it? That kind of works. Now, we're going for a different vibe now. Now, let's see how that sounds, okay? So what I did there is I split that sample in two. I think the first part of it works with what comes after. But then the second part didn't really work starting up there. So that's why I changed it. Now let's listen to that again. Is it better without that bass? Might need to find a new bass, my friends. You might need to find a new bass. Okay, we got A minor bass. What I want to do is I want to loop this a bit. Give that a little rest for a second there. Okay, go in closing folder. Now let's see how that sounds, my friends. That's okay though. Okay, let's keep going. We'll loop that again. We'll loop this section that we already have going there, the this. I think that actually will work. So now this is called Deep Dub House. That's the name of the person who made the bass line here. BSS 130, lilt, A minor. So let's go add that to this funky mix over here. And let's just repeat regions 3 times. Now we'll have a good little loop there. Sorry for the vertigo, ladies and gentlemen. Now maybe this is where we bring in this really, really hard loop over here. Oh, oops. Actually, sorry about that. What I want to do is move to playhead position. This is the initial, this is a drum loop again over here. I'm going to have this repeat 1 time. So we have this drum loop going twice, and this is this funky bass line that we've been neglecting since the start. Now, I'm going to change these drums here, but let's just listen to this and see what it sounds like right now. Okay, so here goes nothing. Maybe those two can work together. But right now, this bass line over here is sounding way more aggressive than I remembered from the start of the stream. So can we still use that? Segueing in from this. I think we gotta find something else. I want to find something a bit more. So we are back into Splice and we are listening. I'm not finding anything too catchy here. And there's the farty one. And then, of course, now that's super catchy. Okay, now let's keep going down. Uh-oh. I like the sound of that. See, that's got a little bit of a funky melody to it. Let's play that again while it downloads. Well, thanks for finishing the download there, bud. Okay. Gonna put that back into the session here. We're going to just scroll down over here. I'm going to mute this. Now, let's see what this transition is like back from this funky mariachi thing we got. vibe, right? This is a vibe. I would like a little melody to toss on top of that. So we're still in A minor, people. So I'm going to go away from bass. I'm going to look up. Let's put melody. What are we going to find here, my friends? What are we going to find here? Now we got to find a new drum loop to add to that. So actually, no, let's move back. I want you to hear what it is so far. I think that this is important to keep going back and doing checks, making sure things are still working. So let's give that a listen through. Would that work over here? I wanted to see how the mariachi band like stacks with the rest of this stuff. So I think with the guitar it stacks quite nicely. Ugh, I'm pressing all kinds of weird buttons on my keyboard because I'm not looking at it. But let's see what it stacks, how it stacks with the guitar. There's something sour there. And I'm not going to pretend like I don't hear it. So we're not going to keep it there. So just was curious. So this will take that away. That's the mariachi band right there. Adios, mariachi band. We are making an alternate choice. Now, what if that's how it's going to start, okay? That's how the song's going to start. My friends, sometimes, you know, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do. I had an epiphany right there, a rock and roll epiphany, if you will. This little section here with the sexy guitar. I want that to start the song. And I want this funky mariachi band to come in later. That's going to be something to mess with, okay? So I'm going to move that to playhead position. Then I'm going to select everything. I'm going to move back over here. And then I'm going to move everything to playhead position. This way, I've reversed the pieces. Now, this is going to be that funky guitar bit. And then after that, we're going to have that little mariachi band. You know what I want to do is, I'm not happy with this bass line, so I'm going to record something else. I'm going to use something in Logic. I'm just not finding the bass line I want, so I'm going to record something there, which is fun. I'm happy to use a few different ways of making music for you here on the Twitch stream. Did I just adjust the camera wildly? Hang on. I just knocked into the iMac. All right. Let's go back into it, shall we, dear people? Okay. Move back to the start here. want that a bit different. So there's one extra note that I wanted to take out of that bass line. So now we're going to hear it without that extra note, my friends. Yeah. Ooh, okay, hang on. Okay, so those are good. Actually, I think I want to take that last note out. We're just gonna chip that away, and we want to fade out into that. So let's see. Yeah, that's a much more pleasant transition. Okay, so trying to figure out like an intro here. Okay, so I just chopped a little bit of the guitar up, and then I'm going to see what it sounds like to start with the guitar at the start on its own, lead it into the big drop there, into the first section of this song. I'm going to add a software instrument now because the need for another bass line over here is immediately apparent to me right now. So I'm going to go in here. This is inside of Logic Pro X, which is the recording software I like to use. Here's a selection of all the different kinds of basses, studio horns, synthesizers, organs, mellotron. This is a special type of synthesizer. Anyways, what I'm going to look for is I want a good synth bass sound. What you're not going to find here in bass, these are mainly, like an electric bass, a rock and roll bass. That's the kind of bass that you'll find over here in bass. I'm going to go into synthesizer. Then I'm going to go into bass. And then over here, you're going to see all kinds of different stuff. Like, for example, 80s FM bass attack. Go up a couple octaves so you can hear. So that's a little idea of what it sounds like. I've got this little keyboard here that I'm going to use to play the bass line. Okay, so now to be an octave lower, of course. That's a wrong tone, my friend. No, also wrong tone. boxy synth bass. What about that? Let's see how that's. Okay, I'm going to record that. So here we go. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do that again, my friends. Here we go. Yep. There you go. Now, the fun thing about playing MIDI keyboard. Now, this is not a keyboard in link to meat, but MIDI, M-I-D-I, is that you can go in and edit the music after the fact. Now, see, all of these are the notes that I played. Now, they're not perfect, as you will hear. Listen to this. But listen, we can make them perfect, my friends. Now, first thing I'm going to do is Command-Alt. That's like, Okay, we're going to go into the MIDI window. We're going to Command-Alt. And I'm going to quantize. Now, that means I'm going to place these musical notes on the grid. And in this case, that means the 130 beats per minute grid. Over here, you see this is the 19th measure. This is the 20th measure. This is the 21st measure. This is the 22nd. I'm going to place these notes exactly where I would have liked to play them if I were the most perfect, in-time, magical keyboard player around. Boom. All I had to do is press Q. Now that quantizes them to the nearest 1/16th note. Now let's give that a listen. Now, first thing that is apparent is that now some of the notes are the wrong length. You hear them go on a little too long, or they cut out a little too soon. Let's listen to them again. So right off the bat, this is a bum note. We don't need that in there. So we could just delete that note, okay? This is beautiful. It's so forgiving. Don't we all need a bit more forgiveness in our lives? Let's give that a listen. Now see, that is too long. That's also too long. Now this is, let's have a little stank on it. See what it sounds like if it's a bit too long. See, I don't even mind that this note is. Now see, this one's a bit too long. We're going to shorten that one. And that one's also too long. Why don't we hold the note the whole time? See, now this one comes in too soon, my friends. We need this note to last four little squares here, because this one lasted 4 little squares here. And look, we're supposed to have 2 little squares distance between them. But over here, this silly little bastard comes in after 1 square. So there you go. Now this just skews the whole thing over here. And we want this to be as close to perfection as possible because of how much we care for you, the listener. I want you to have a good song, God damn it. I don't want you to listen to my song and say, this is not a good song, Monsieur Jeremy. Oopsie daisy. Now let's go edit these notes. Okay, make sure that they're all correct. Okay. Once again, I just want you to have a good song to listen to after all of this. here. Let's listen to how that all sounds now. Like that. Let's put a little CLA bass on there. And CLA bass, this is a Waves plugin that I really, really like. Essentially, I find that the bass here, it sounds good, but it just needs a little bit more oomph to it. So we're going to go back here. We're going to loop that again. Really clear. Now, must not forget that this is a preset that I'm using for the bass. So let me just backtrack a little bit. Here I'm using the synthesizer called Alchemy. Now we've got a lot of different options here, okay? Now I'm going to use this to try to make the sound a little bit more funky. Who knows? Worst case scenario, I can come back and find classic funk boogie bass. And then I'd be able to just start from scratch again. But you know what? Maybe I'm going to just copy this. Okay, we want to just keep it for the record, okay? Or maybe I will save. No, we'll stick with the copy, okay? Now let's listen to this. A bass line. So now let's see how that sounds leading into that. If we bring this over to playhead position. Are we actually at the start of the bar there though? We may not be. Okay, there we go. Okay, what does that sound like? Okay, that's okay. does that sound like? If we bring this back over to here. Okay, now we're going to have this introductory part of the song play after a little bit of that funky bass thing that we just brought forward there. This funky bass thing here that we just brought forward. I'm going to paste that section. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to cut this funky bass thing that we just brought forward earlier, delete the second half of it. Then I'm going to see what this Let's see what that sounds like added into here. Move that to playhead position. Okay, now let's go over the whole thing so far, just so you get a little idea of the context. Bring back this beat to, we don't want to crossfade there. There we go. Bring this beat back in over here because I think it's going to sound better, my friends. Sorry, I absolutely had to make that edit. The old drums are better, but that's why you try these things out. We are going to change that. So we're going to have just a different section of this nice little sample starting it. Okay? So we're going to move this second part a little bit further ahead. We're going to go back to the start of the bar there. We're going to bring that back. We're going to have that start at the start of the bar. Okay. Something is not quite right. We don't want it starting here. We want it starting here. Okay, which means we want this actually starting over here. Now, let's see. Isn't that good? Let's double check. I don't think so. Hang on. Now what does this one sound like? Okay. I think I'm getting a feel for it. It's just that it started at the wrong spot. We want it starting over here, okay? We're going to have this introductory bit start there. This one will move. I got to get off the crossfade tool. So now I want it, essentially, I want this little xylophone sounding thing. I want it coming in between the guitar lines. We want it to be nice and just to fit in there, you know? So I'm going to copy that again. I'm going to go back here. We want it to start there, basically. Okay, we're on to something here. We're on to something, okay? Let's try that. Okay. We are on to something. This is starting at the start of a bar here. I do want to fade that in. Like so. Don't want that. That's part of the Condor Matador scream. That's the Condor Matador scream in the Condor Matador stream. Okay, let's do it, baby. See, this I like now. But what I do want to do is alter the note of this. Now you see, well, how am I going to alter the note here? That might be what you're thinking. How are you going to do that, Jeremy? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go into functions. No, it's here. Turn on flex. Okay. Turn on flex. This is a function that allows you to really go in and tinker with the track that you have. An audio track. Typically, in the past, you were able to tinker with MIDI tracks, and these are the kinds of things that you type into your computer using a little keyboard like that or a big keyboard. I want to use Flex to modify an audio track, and this is typically, this is not something that you used to be able to do. So I am going to modify that over here. You can see all my text messages coming in, all the family text messages. We're from a big family. I've got 5 brothers and sisters. A lot of them have kids. We're like 25 people in my immediate family. Just a little bit of, and by immediate family, I mean my brothers and sisters, their spouses, their children, my nibblings, as we like to call them, and my wife and I. And so we are, a ton of people in my family. So that's why I see I got 8 text messages here. It's not that I'm super popular. It's that my family is huge, just in case you were wondering. Okay, so now we're going to go into flex time. We're going to go into flex pitch, baby. Go into that sweet flex pitch. All right, so now... Okay, I want to add in a little variation there. I'm going to change that pitch. I wanted this to be perfect pitch. Let's see how that sounds, okay? That did not sound good. Okay, let's go in. Was there not much of a note change going on there or what? What's going on here? Having a little bit of trouble. Okay, we're going to go undo, redo crossfade edit. Now we're going to go back into this guy over here. We're going to turn on that gosh darn flex pitch. We want to go in and work. Okay, let's get to work here, people. Okay, something's going on here. Something's a little funky. Let's go to flex pitch and then back into flex pitch. Okay, here we are. No. You know what the answer is? Just taking out the second part. Doing all kinds of funky stuff here tonight. Now we're going to move that over to playhead position. Now just for shits and giggles, let's move back. Let's listen to the progress that we've made so far tonight. We are nearing the end of this Twitch stream, I'm afraid to say. But it's been a delight. I've really enjoyed this journey here. This is what is fun about doing the Twitch stream. It allows me to come down, sit, and take time out of the day to make sure I produce something musical. This is a funny thing. You know, this one here, this is a bit of a dancey thing. So let's give that a listen. Let's see what today's work has given us. Apart from all that clipping, I think that's quite a lot of fun. All right, so I'm going to do that last little save there. And I guess it's 9:30 now, so that's my time for tonight. I mean, this is fun. I've got a couple of interesting starting points to work on over the weekend. There's Tuesday's streams, kind of Depeche Mode influenced song. And this thing, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I think that something is going to come out of it. So I really look forward to working on that maybe. But honestly, if I'm being completely honest, gut feeling, Tuesday's Twitch stream feels like a song more like than this one does. But that's okay, because this is why we do this. Sometimes the mining turns up gold. Sometimes it turns out silver. You know, tonight might be a silver night. I had some fun, and I enjoyed like the vibrancy of this vibe. But yeah, that's it, my friends. I think this is it for me. So you have a really good rest of your night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a really great weekend if we don't see each other by Tuesday. And thanks so much for being here with me. All right, goodbye.